No, no, no. It'll be odd if someone goes up to stoke the fire in night and gets shot in the ass with a crossbow bolt. It will be hell to pay.
Would certainly be exciting.
she makes a bitter smile. I'm not sure I'm ready for that kind of excitement.
Alvyn shrugs.
Anyway, you can keep it for now, but please, in the future, take it down.
Arenoss looks very perplexed at this.
When Erevan reaches the stable, as it undoubtedly will, he'll notice that Heinrich's stall door is open. Saloro is sitting in a chair he brought from the stable room. See, and hovering between Saloro and Heinrich, held by a mage hand, is a mostly eaten leg of smoked meat.
Saloro will notice when Erevan comes in, he gets a deadly glare. Probably the best one you've ever seen from Erevan.
Looks at Erevan, assumes that Arenoss did something wrong, resumes eating with Heinrich.
What?
Erevan will not come over and confront you just outside the inn. He'll just sell up his horse for now. Still giving you a deadly glare every time he sees you.
Arenoss and Alvyn must have done something wrong.
You're getting a little closer now. I mean, the gnome's done something, so.
Erevan is hoping to strike up some form of conversational banter because Saloro is Erevan's life raft. Saloro's the only intelligent one other than Erevan. He's Erevan's only hope. But Saloro's eating right now, along with Heinrich. Isn't that right, Heinrich?
So he's eating meat while my one's just eating grain.
Well, Heinrich eating meat would perhaps be disconcerting.
You said he'd had the venison, so.
It's entirely possible that, Heinrich just totally pokes around things. Normally, you've caught him in the act. Now you have to die.
Oh, is that a challenge?
No, that's not a challenge. It's a statement of fact. Serious business here. Well, suppose we need to discard the rest of the leg or bury it in the hay. My work is done here. Clean off the mouth and the glove hands with prestidigitation. Sweep up a bit with mage hand. Replace the veil. I'm a fucking wizard, bitches! I got cantrips!
Yeah, so Arenoss enters. Oh, hi, Erevan. Is everything in order? Oh, hello.
Or rises from the chair. Walks away to put the chair back in his room. Buttons is there, though, strapped onto Heinrich's back to watch you.
Saloro, what the hell is wrong with you?
Saloro stops, slowly rotates back. I'm putting the chair back in my room. I thought that was actually a good thing.
Why did you steal from a place that gives you everything for free?
Steal anything.
What? You cut out there.
I didn't steal anything.
Then why did you run? And what's... I see that meat over there.
I didn't run. I exercised.
You exercised.
Saloro said, I know this may be hard for you to believe, but...
Yeah.
I didn't get into this amazing physical strength figure. Just doing nothing but casting things with the power of my mind.
Arenoss chuckles.
There's more to intense study than, well, intense study. And with that, Saloro resumes carrying the chair back to the room.
So you didn't take anything?
Take anything. I just didn't steal anything. Saloro trails off back to the room.
Arenoss looks at Erevan.
Erevan is just, saddling up web while having his deathly glare looking at the door.
Oh. Well, then Saloro will return after putting the chair down and closing up the room. Because the stable is right there. With the veil replaced, you'll look at the two mortals and go, "What?"
Erevan just remains silent.
Arenoss raises an eyebrow.
Oh, great. Inquisitive glares from a 200-year-old Eladrin and a human who can't help but know better, right? Saloro shakes his head. Well, if there's a problem, out with it.
Well, what did you do exactly? I heard you use Amako's voice.
I got something to eat and amused Bethana in the process?
Why?
Well, just because I'm immortal doesn't mean I don't need to eat.
Erevan's eyes stop giving the deathly glare. Just, shakes his head and continues to map doing web.
Oh, there's some sort of gathering on the stairs. Bethana seems to be on her way out with garbage.
Roldar just steps out of the way. He's like, "Do you need a hand with that?"
No. Go do whatever you do. Slay, I don't know, dragons or something. She smiles. I'm fine taking out the garbage. Thank you. She waves at the party.
Roldar waves back as she wanders off. Then he contemplates. Kill a dragon. Maybe.
I should kill a dragon, shouldn't I?
Arenoss starts saddling up his horse.
Alright.
I mean, I'll be done by now, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Web is ready to go.
Alvyn was busy watching the exchange. And will now work on his horse, whatever
Erevan just
horses
kind of
need.
Erevan just sits over here on his horse, patting it on the head. The horse has entered the inn.
Burst
I
through
want
the
to
wall.
go inside!
Amako's not upset enough, you know?
That is the final nail in the coffin.
Arenoss rising, shooting acid orb in the ceiling.
You chose Alvyn over me!
I more imagine him like topless and shrieking Spring Break.
I don't know, man. Spring Break with acid orb sounds dangerous. I don't think we can do that.
Spring Acid Break!
But Spring Break with my cantrips, that's something else all the time. I can cop a feel. I won't feel anything with Mage Hand because it doesn't transmit nerve sensations, but I can still do it.
No.
That's right.
It's the fact that you can. It's not the fact you get anything out of it. It's just the thing that you can.
You just wait. We meet some royal personage, and I'm gonna frame someone by goosing her. I'ma do it.
Oh dear. As far as the party knows, going to the Sandpoint Hinterlands map, the old Hambley place, as pointed out by the sheriff, is this one.
Ooh, it's a bit of a
Alright.
distance.
I'm not sure where everyone is.
Well, take a look at the Sandpoint Hinterlands
okay.
map. Take a look at it. It's on Chapter 2 map. It's there.
Okay.
We are going... There you go. Good
There you
sign.
go. Very good. Yes, it is the southernmost of all the farmsteads in the hinterlands, as far as the party knows.
No, there you go.
Very nice.
We are going here.
So Laura will definitely enjoy his silent canter through the hinterlands. He doesn't know what the hell is wrong with everyone today. You'd be better off hanging out with Brodar Quink, damn it.
Roldar Quink nods. to
Rude
this.
like,
Yes, indeed. Research.
and that's right, people are all like, oh, you're stealing food. No, I'm eating breakfast. This is what you people do on a regular basis. I just decided not to inconvenience anyone. Because unlike
Well,
you people...
actually, after what you said in the stables, like Erevan's not going to be like deathly glaring at you anymore.
That's right. I need to eat too. What the hell is wrong with it?
Your Erevan understands what happened. No, you didn't mean to annoy anyone.
Or did he?
At least as far as
does not
Erevan's
agree.
concerned, he doesn't have the best insight, so...
Arenoss definitely does not agree with this. I assume that was only to annoy everyone.
Right. Well, Arenoss is naturally, biased in the situation.
Of course.
Ameko being a very important part of his life, Saloro not being a very important part of his life.
In fact, the opposite.
Yes, the party makes their way against on the Lost Coast Road, going south from Sandpoint, traveling past the Pyre, over Cougar Creek, and following the road over the Ashen Moor. And steadily.
Did people misplace it?
Yes.
Okay.
No one knows where it is.
Why, I think I left it in my other overalls.
I say, sir.
By the gods, Avandra help me.
The party is generally making good time. However, when they, after major of the significant chunk of the day traveling, they start making their way towards the Soggy River crossing. They do notice what seems to be lingering smoke on the horizon. It seems to be coming from the road up ahead.
Well, that's not foreboding at all.
Should be on our watch.
Ready on your watch?
What's that, Saloro?
Ready on your watch, Arenoss?
Yes.
So why do we need to be on our watch now?
Just saying.
Saloro finds this amusing.
Maybe more on our watch? I don't know.
So this is, well, if you see any scarecrows other than the one strapped to Heinrich, let me know.
Of course. Unlike you, I share my information with the party.
Well,
Oh.
Saloro actually has nothing for that. He's like, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I accept the burden of my awesomeness. I move on from it.
Coming up on the river crossing.
I mean, I guess a little bit more thing. If that's like Arenoss's version of a sick burn, I think Saloro can. Unlike you, I tell people my things. Alright, I'm done.
Coming up on the river crossing, the party notices that it seems the bridge has burned.
Ah. Well,
Makes things difficult.
Do we have do we know of any locale along the river by which we could ford it, Jonas?
There could be some other crossings. It would be, possible.
Could I think of any locales that I might have known from my time in the hinterlands about where it would be the safest for us to cross on our horses?
Right. Saloro, sorts through his memories of the general geography and layout of the land here, and he does come up with an option. There should be, there are two options basically. You can either try to go north again into Brinestump Marsh and find a crossing there, or you can follow the Soggy River, and there should be a natural ford some ways down the river. Both paths promises though to be a some detour probably adding several hours
Would I
to.
know which way would be like the safer, like where the water current wouldn't be as strong?
Saloro does know that going down Saga River towards Whisperwood would render more current-heavy water, if that is something you can call water.
Okay.
Going into Brinestump Marsh, however, has also its dangers. Salor knows that one of the only surviving goblin tribes is still lurk in Brinestump Marsh.
Oh well, we can change that.
Or
So
then
how-
we'll bring Heinrich to a stop, seeing the burned out bridge say, "Alright, thinking back, there's 2 natural fords, at least that I can think of off the top of my head. We can head further south, down towards Whisperwood. The current would be stronger there. I think our horses would be strong enough to get through it, but it would be taxing for them. Alternatively, we can turn around, head to the marshlands," and Saloro points behind them. And the problem with that is, from what Shalelu and the sheriff have said, along with my own knowledge, there would actually be one of the tribes we haven't completely eviscerated. The ford there would be safer to travel across, but we would perhaps encounter some light resistance, or at the very least our presence would be acknowledged by goblin scouts. Whether they would actually deign to fight us Longshanks. Saloro shrugs on Heinrich. I cannot say.
So how wide is the river?
The river right here is quite wide. It's not an insignificant task to try to ford it, but it shouldn't be impossible.
Could I fly over it?
How far is the reach for fly?
It's 8, I guess,
8.
for me.
No, that is not enough.
How much movement does the horse have?
Well, a horse is
So our horses can move normally 8 squares,
right.
because they're riding horses.
I don't know if I technically could cast it on the horses and they would be able to fly.
Phew, I don't know.
I don't think they would be intelligent enough to sort of...
I mean, while it would be one of your allies, I don't think the horse could probably direct its movement in that situation.
No.
It,
I think you'd need a serious handle animal check to work that one.
yeah, it
Yeah.
probably would freak out. And
Oh.
And
Perhaps
fly all
good
the way
enough
into space.
with, and the only person perhaps good enough with nature in the party would still even be like, "Are you kidding me?" Well, Heinrich, I'm sorry.
Heinrich, old buddy.
We're going to fly. What?
What?
I mean, I did it with my horse in Daggerfall all the time. The horse levitates and then strafes in the air. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh well. Arenoss would think
Guys,
going south would be the best.
If you wanted to tether the horses here, and if you wanted to use your sorcery then to get us across, but since now we can't cover the entire distance anyway, we'd be dumped unceremoniously in the water, and we'd have to swim the rest of the way, which I don't think is the best choice for everyone in the party.
No.
Could
Roldar
Jafar
quite
carry
easy
a
to
horse?
Situation to you guys in character. So now, out of character, which direction would you like to head?
I would think south. To the crossing.
I think there's no right answer.
Let's go south.
Everyone wants to go the boring way. Okay.
Well, that's what Arenoss would have done. It's safer.
Yeah, I'm just saying out of character. Boring
Yeah, sure,
way.
but
Not safer,
Um,
it just has its own host of challenges. There might not be goblins, it's just, you know, your horse might not make it, and then gets pushed under, or just gets tossed in the current.
a marsh is
crocodiles.
uncomfortable.
It's full of bussy things in the marsh.
Yeah.
Suck it
And
up.
there's a lot of wet stuff and mosquitoes and snakes.
So, south?
Well, I guess.
Well, the easy way to just go do it is Saloro.
Already voted to go south anyway, so that's the direction we're going, DM.
Alright, south it is. Yes, the party picks its way through the much smaller sort of animal paths and the much smaller like pathways the farmers have sort of established between the farms, and sort of gingerly picking their way south through Saga River. I do notice though that coming around basically here and following this road down towards Saga River, the farmsteads seems to be abandoned.
Huh.
There's no movement on them when the party passes. No one, out working on the fields. Nothing.
No smell of undead creatures.
Well, you can't really tell from this distance. You're riding past the farmsteads,
But
basically.
but they're not smoking, or
No.
Okay, interesting. Well, maybe Farmer Grump managed to scare everyone else, along with murdering his animals, setting his farm on fire, setting the bridge on fire, and running up to Sandpoint. It's totally what happened, guys.
Yeah.
It was an eventful night for him.
I mean, if you saw someone running around doing that, it might scare you away.
We've all had those kinds of party nights, right? Set fire to bridges.
Well, I don't know what kind of party nights you had, but
Well,
Now he needs to go on the walk of shame back to his farm.
It's actually,
he's gonna try ford. He's gonna be drunk and ford the river.
but yes.
In
Riding
3 sets of clothing. What are you doing?
riding past these farms, the party slowly picks their way through the not really wilderness, but certainly not civilized areas towards here, where Saloro's memory seemed to indicate there should be a crossing.
Member of Whisperwood, or what does he know off the top of his head? Oh, mighty DM.
Whisperwood is one of the deepest and most, so to speak, feared forests in the hinterlands. Whisperwood is said by the common folk to be filled with different vile and dangerous fey creatures, nymphs, sprites, quicklings, things like that. That like nothing better than to either play dangerous pranks on the mortals or just, kidnap them out altogether. There are rumors that children who have disappeared has been taken to the Whisperwood to sort of join the court of one of the fey creatures living there, and there's a lot of local folklore.
Yes, because that's what nymphs do, right? Kidnap children.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sure they totally want to have dealings with all these uncouth farmers. Alright. Well, if this is where Saloro remembers there being a crossing, is there, in fact, a shallow area by which the horses could attempt to make the transit?
Yes, the party comes up upon such a crossing. It's not so shallow as Saloro perhaps remembered it, but it seems to be a natural ford over the river here, and yes, it seems to be somewhat safe to cross at least.
Saloro frowns upon Heinrich and says, "This is the best shot we've got unless we ride for another bridge, and considering how well maintained the area is, since Magnamar doesn't really care about the hinterlands because it's so wrapped up in its own things, I think we would be going quite a ways. It's either this or the marsh, gentlemen."
Well, we already spent the time coming here, so
Roldar, you're the strongest among us. You would be the best able to brace your horse should anything occur. And seeing as how you're the tallest and broadest, you should attempt the crossing first.
Roldar, figures.
Should I at least dismount from it? Maybe Spread the weight.
Well, yes. Yeah, you should. You should make sure to lead it and use it to keep you stable and use yourself to keep it stable.
Roldar gets off, takes a few deep breaths, makes sure all of his equipment is properly strapped to him.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the rein of the horse, makes sure everything is strapped firmly to the horse, the saddle and all the bags. Another deep breath.
Let's do this then.
And Roldar walks on in, leading the horsey.
Alright. Roldar can make an athletics check.
Okay, I get to do this twice. Yay! If I,
If you fail.
Oh, yeah, that's no problem. Roldar has no problems at all fording here. The water is, it flows quite rapidly, but it's not so deep that Roldar has any problems whatsoever, really. And his horse follows along, quite as the anchor to which Roldar is in a way tethered, and they make it across to the other side without incident.
Alright. Roldar, as soon as he's across, you'll find something to tie the horse to, and then he'll wander back to the riverbank to help anyone else further across.
Alright. Alright, so by Roldar, basically, Roldar can shout out basic instructions like how he walked and stuff like that. This will give the rest of the party a +4 bonus to any athletic check to ford the river.
Left a bit. No, my left. No, my left. Other left.
Basically like that, yes.
I'll go ahead and share this out of character. I am strongly considering just fucking throwing down a Tensor's floating disc, leaving Heinrich on this side and getting the fucking crap. I'm like, I'm the wizard. Should I be doing this? We need to think about this. You got Mage Hand. It can help apply 20 extra pounds of pressure.
Is Saloro gonna need help, Cross?
Well, no, but we'll find out if I suddenly lose footing and everything. I think I'm gonna do this. I have the window open.
DM, did you see +4 bonus?
Yes, +4. Yes, no problem. Erevan basically just flies over the river.
I fly.
So, there we go. Saloro then watches all of his companions, even the small, Alvyn, go across, and that it just incenses him, because now he's angered in his head, like, well, fucking Alvyn can go across and manage not to fall down, that I don't need a damn disc to get me across. I'm gonna bring 500 down to myself. Now he's upset, 3-4 feet taller than that fucking gnome.
Alvyn himself is pretty amazed that he didn't have as much problems as he thought he would be.
Astutely observing everyone, it's like, well, obviously, just, he strips off the robes and most of the interior clothing, so he's left in a simple sleeveless vest with a deep V-neck, because he totally needs to show off his cleavage, and some rather tight sort of corduroy or some sort of material for his pants, and all right, we got this, Saloro, mumbling quietly to himself, get fucked! All of you!
It turns out that indeed Saloro has got this.
That's right. Saloro, ends up clutching Heinrich, mumbling quietly about damn gnomes and all these other people, oh, look at me, I'm so tough and strong. They don't know the powerful resolve and, sheer will to live that a wizard would have, It ends up, by the time he's done with the conversation and all right, we're really gonna do this, he's already across. Gives one of those confused looks that Brodart Quink does. He's like, hey, what? He's looks around. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Quite,
yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do. and then he'll look at others. See, as I said, perfectly safe to cross.
Yes. Let's keep moving then.
Alright. Skirting the edge of the Whisperwood, the party is, again, sort of picking their way through the more wild lands on this side of the river.
And I'll advise them while reassembling my wardrobe. Like, now be careful. If we skirt too closely to Whisper Wood and actually delve deep into it, the rumors abound of nymphs and other nefarious and malevolent fae who will spirit you and your children off to their court, and then eat you for all time.
The party looks impressed.
For this, it's actually what they say, so he's not bullshitting you. All insight checks reveal that, well, Saloro's telling the truth.
Yep, this is what people say. Alright, yes, first of all, the party notices that the farmsteads they pass on this side of the river also seems to be quite empty. There is no movement whatsoever. And slowly picking their way close to the old Hamley place, you can now copy your tokens.